League Two playoff final. Exeter City versus Northampton Town.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Very Biased Opinions for the League Two playoff finals. Get your cardboard cutouts, send them down to Wembley and support Northampton Town or Exeter City. Two fantastic games were played yesterday. Well done to Northampton and Exeter. Commiserations to Cheltenham and Colchester, but they were excellent games. Well, we don't need to timestamp anything because it's only one game, isn't it, Tom? So I'm just literally wasting time here. Let's get on with it. Dive straight into the match.
Exeter City versus Northampton Town. Right, Ian, I am going to highlight Exeter City. It's the city my parents live in, therefore I must show allegiance to it alongside, for some reason, Coventry, Leeds, and Man United.
I thought you were Shaq for life.
I am Shaq for life, but I'm sorry, Shaquille. I'm sorry. You were a great center for me. You did good. You got Northampton to the final. But let's talk about Exeter. This match was so much better than the first leg. Like, how terrible was the first leg in comparison to this? And I don't think anyone saw Exeter winning it the way they did, or the game going the way it did. They got an early goal. Colchester failed to clear a set piece, and Aaron Martin puts it away. And then Colchester keeper Dean Gherkin was unlucky as well. He made two good saves before the goal went in, but had a howler for the second goal. Sorry, I've got everything written down, so I'm trying to read through it. But the first goal, I mean, how many bites at a cherry did it take Exeter until it finally fell to somebody open? And he just rifled it into the back of the net.
Well, that's one way of looking at it. I look at it as like Gherkin's trying his best to keep the ball out of the net, and all the rest of them are just standing and watching.
Well, that's what it definitely felt like. Although it was one of those games where the ball just, as an Exeter City player, you must have been so happy because the ball just kept falling to them. Yeah. Like, they just seemed to be in the right place at the right time. But for the second goal, a Baumann header hits the post. It's played back by Fisher to Richardson, who hits the tamest of shots. And somehow Gherkin lets it go over his body. And when I say like a tame shot, an 80-year-old with a Zimmer frame could probably have stopped this goal. I mean, like, and he had time. It's like 15 yards out.
The thing is as well, it's like so silly because obviously a goalie's always going to dive on that ball. But if you think if that had been a defender on the line, he could have just belted it clear. Like, it's such a poor one, poor bit of goalkeeping, which is a shame. It's a shame when you have a name like Gherkin and you make mistakes. You just leave yourself open for all sorts of puns.
He put himself into a pickle of a problem. I got one.
Very good.
Right, but then there's a balls up of Exeter as John Maxted decides to flap it across and push it straight to Courtney Senior to level the tie. I mean, what a great game to go from 2-0 to 2-1. It's all square. I'm like following this on my phone. You're texting me about what's going on, and I'm just like, fuck you, Sky. I wish I could afford you and watch this because this is great football. But then John Maxted goes and redeems himself. Colchester also spurn a golden opportunity, and you feel so bad. Teenager Poku goes clean through, tries to put it just to the right of the goalkeeper. I think it's an outstretched foot, just denies him. I mean, what an important moment for such a young guy. I just felt bad for him. I felt bad for him. I was like, oh. But Maxted did a really good job saving it. And then in extra time, it could have gone either way. Colchester, especially, I think they made a substitution in like the final 10 minutes. I can't remember who it was they put on, but it like changed the game for them. They came a lot more attacking, a lot more positive, and it became a really open match. But cometh the hour, cometh the man, and Baumann finally settles it. Put clean through and makes no mistake for his 15th goal of the season. We highlighted him in the first match as being the man who could win it. We didn't really talk about him a lot in the last one, but we said it before. I mean, having him in the playoffs, it could win it for them, just having him. Richardson and Williams, their wingbacks were absolutely excellent. Fitness levels are impressive. The fact that having played no football, 3 months, they've now played 2 matches and extra time, and they looked good in extra time.
Yeah, especially Williams. There was like 119th minute, and he was like sprinting still up and down the line. So incredible, good fitness work for him.
Yeah. Fisher and Baumann go actually involved in the game, and I think this is what you were saying to me. Like, you can get the ball to your strikers, all of a sudden you look like a much better team. And they couldn't do it in the first leg.
Strikers, that's the thing. Strikers look terrible if you don't get them service, don't they? Like, all of a sudden you get them the ball into them and they look great.
Yeah. And I think you see it in Fisher and Baumann really like playing together. Fisher can hold up the ball and it allows Baumann to score, and having that kind of 1-2 strike where one guy's always willing to basically play the other guy in or get in the ball. I mean, if you're the guy scoring the goals, you're happy, and if you're the guy getting the assists, you're happy. So, job done. So, Ian, I've now talked for 7 minutes, I think, about Exeter City, which is more than anybody dialed in for. So I'm going to give my prediction now. I think it's going to be a hell of a playoff final after the last 2 matches I saw, which had something like 8 goals between them. As such, I'm going big. I'm going Exeter City 4, Northampton Town 2.
Wow, what a final. What a final.
Also, Exeter need to get this Wembley monkey off their back. It's time to win at Wembley, boys. It's time to win.
Well, as much as I do like Oxford United's own Alex Fisher, I am going to be backing Northampton Town in this game, Thomas. We all know Exeter City like to get to Wembley and then choke. This is going to be one where the Cobblers are going to go up, and they produced a fantastic performance. Exeter did really well turning that tie around against Colchester, but Northampton, it seemed like they were already out when they were 2-0 down to Cheltenham. This is a Cheltenham side that we talked about, so strong, not only at home, but strong in defence as well, and Northampton just went there and absolutely battered them.
Yeah.
They played well in the first leg and were unlucky to lose 2-0, and you thought they might kind of feeling a bit sorry for themselves, but not at all. They battered Cheltenham from start to finish. It helps when you get an early goal, and of course they did. It was a great crossover from Adams, a header in from Oliver, and it rattled them. It rattled Cheltenham, and they never really recovered from this all the way through the game. This was, it really was a one-way traffic for large portions of this match. One thing about the first leg also is Northampton did not get a lot of luck. Yes, they missed a penalty, but they also could have had 2 or 3 penalties that the ref seemingly turned a blind eye to, and they had countless chances, and Cheltenham's goalie had a worldie. This time they certainly did get that luck. The second goal came from a corner, which Cheltenham failed to clear. I think Good won the header, and then Cheltenham made a real mess of clearing it, and it literally just hit Morton in the head and went into the goal.
That was such a good goal. And he wheels around celebrating like he really meant it. And the more you replay it, the more it just hits him and he's surprised.
I mean, obviously the importance of the goal is the reason for the celebration rather than actually him probably admitting that he did anything other than just luckily stood in the right place. Slightly fortuitous for Northampton is that Cheltenham made one of the biggest mess-ups that they've probably made in their entire season. Defender and goalkeeper. Defender thinks the ball's rolling through to the keeper, so just stands there and watches it. And the keeper's a little bit slow coming out, allows Harriman to run in. He gets his shot, which the keeper gets a hand on it, deflects it onto the post, but it comes out to Morton, who is there to put his second goal of the game, Northampton's third, to complete an amazing turnaround. After that third goal went in, Cheltenham did change the tactics up a little bit and actually started to play like a side that could score a goal, and Northampton had to withstand some pressure at the end. But this was nothing short of a masterclass from Keith Curle. I thought Good at the back was very good. I would say he was imperious in defence, a bit better than very good. And I thought Oliver and Morton were exceptional up front. I think Morton probably had the game of his career. He's only a young man. And again, we talked about the fitness levels in the Exeter game. The fitness levels of the Northampton players was fantastic. And even Morton was making sprints back in defence and then, sprinting up the other end as well, late in the game as well. So he had a really good performance. And I just think that as well, playing that well, I have a feeling in both the games I've seen, I have a feeling they're going to go Exeter early in this game. They're going to dominate proceedings. I think there's going to be a constant battering ram all the way through the game. I think it's going to be Northampton Town 3, Exeter City 1.
Wow, blowout for freaking Northampton. Then again, I went 4-2 to Exeter, so.
Very biased opinions, we always back a lot of goals. Don't be surprised to see 0-0 penalty shootout, folks.
Right, Ian, that's it. We've got our predictions. They're there. They're permanent. We can no longer try and hide them unless I get on the video after the final and edit my reply. But all that's left to do now is to thank those that have commented and given us a reason to make this video in the first place. So,
here's my favourite bit. Get ready for some abuse, folks.
Matalan, you predicted a Cheltenham win, Cheltenham Exeter final. Well, you got half of it right. Well done.
Wrong.
Ari Hambling, you were pulling for Cheltenham, and it is really unfortunate for you guys that you didn't win. Sub2 Lombardi, thank you for commenting. Anonymous user, thank you very much for commenting. And James Lee, well done to all of you. Thank you. We really do appreciate it. And on behalf of me and Ian, send you much love. Stay safe.